Well, good morning, fabulous C-suite executives. How are you doing today? I tell you, I'm so excited to be in our safe zone and to get ready to birth another fabulous discussion with you all. I know that the app is notifying everybody, so while it does that, I think it's a great time for us to get into our introduction. Well, good morning, fabulous C-suite executives. Hope you had a beautiful weekend and you are ready to jumpstart your week with me. You know, I have a couple of announcements that I'm going to be making throughout our broadcast as well. So, you know what? Hope you have your notebooks with you. Hope you're ready for today's discussion. You know, my name is Sonya LaRae. I'm a lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, holistic health and wellness consultant, and motivational speaker. And I'm the president and CEO of La Paz Image Consultants, a full service international luxury agency. I'm always ecstatic because I have the great pleasure of working with you, C suite executives, A-listers, and high level entrepreneurs to bring harmony to your lives and to your ever so busy lives at that. So I get to work with you in totality, meaning mind, body, soul, wardrobe. And you know that is totally 100% everything that we need in our lives, which brings harmony. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified each and every time that I go live. And don't forget, share this with someone who needs to be a part of our community because believe it or not, today we're going to be speaking on building healthy habits for long-term success. And this is part one. So next week is actually going to pick up on something else. So for the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to really build out on this discussion. And the week before, I had the pleasure of helping you to understand how, as a lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, holistic health and wellness consultant, I marry all of the elements together to help you to live that harmonious lifestyle. So if you missed last week's discussion, I encourage you to go over and listen to it and just to pick up the notes as well as the homework assignment, because this is actually what helps us to understand how we get to collaborate together to bring your stress levels down, mend relationship barriers, and connect you with your wardrobe and authentic self expression of wellness and health as well. So it keeps you on your trajectory, as I like to say. So today, Lapazians, let's delve into crafting a transformative discussion on building healthy habits for long-term success. Now, I want you to realize the word that I'm using here because a lot of times when we hear these discussions, these are kind of like a one and done. What I believe in is that I want to give you things that you can build upon that is going to structure out throughout your life journey. And that is important for me. So I'll outline three powerful skills and practical ways to implement them for your stunning C suite executive lifestyle. And I think like every time we get to do this, and I always tell you all that I give master keys in all of my discussions. And if this is the first time that you're hearing that, let me just tell you why I do it. And you're going to hear me reiterate this so many times that it's going to actually start to get implemented and implanted into your brain, into that beautiful GPS, because that's what we're doing. We're reprogramming the GPS of your hearts and your mind. So when I give out those master keys, those are the keys that allow you to open up those hallways, the corridors, the secret compartments of your hearts and your mind, which allow us to make the pivot and the change of resetting the GPS, which is the brain and that heart. So that's why it's so important for me to do that every single discussion. And every time I come in, I reiterate it so you understand. And that's why I always tell you, make sure that you have your journals with you and your proverbial keychains with you, because you want to take away those keys, because you want to be able to really kind of use them at any time, because sometimes they work congruently with other elements in our life, and we need those different keys to be able to kind of change and make those tumblers rotate in the right way. So this is going to be packed with a lot of beneficial keys to help you. And first and foremost, I want us to look at mindful planning and prioritization. Now, I touched on this a little bit, and I know that you've joined me and I've given you a little bit of this before. And I want you to lean into it a little bit more with regards to this today. So, as I told you, I'm always building upon the discussion. So, you may have heard this, like I said, a few weeks ago, but now I'm leaning into it a little deeper today. So, mindful planning involves setting clear goals and priorities aligned with your values and long term vision. It's about being intentional with your time and energy. Now, notice the word I said was intentional. Intentional means that we do things on purpose. Intention means that we already have a clear aim, direction, and focus. So when we're planning out and doing this mindful planning, we have to have clear and be intentional on it, because many a times we have not actually set these things into place or into play. That's what I like to say. So it means that you'll start to implement the tools that I've given you, such as your morning ritual or that morning routine, starting your day off with mindful practices like that meditation, the journaling, the deep breathing, having the water to really hydrate yourself. So when you first wake up, you should have a nice bottle of water on the side of your bed, at least six ounces at a room temperature, because like I told you before, your brain does not store water. So you've been sleeping, you're waking up, you're seeing how your body is feeling, you're going to hydrate yourself. And in that space and place of that morning ritual of getting the brain to now to start to work, to function, have it flowing correctly, it's great to have that water on the side of the bed, that you're tapping into yourself and feeling how your body is feeling. Where are you in that space and place? Because even in that morning ritual, you may have decided that I was going to wear XYZ, but then when you wake up, you may feel a different energy or a different aura upon yourself that actually pivots and change from where you were going to dress or how you were going to dress in that day. It has a different intention, a different clarity for you. So morning rituals are key elements. So that's why I said we're delving even deeper now. Then we're going to go into that time blocking. This is the second element in it, that time blocking, meaning we're scheduling specific blocks of time for important tasks and stick to them. So it may mean in that moment or in that element, you may have set that 60 minutes, or maybe you have 30 minutes that you've set out that you are going to be doing something to focus. Maybe it's getting that ideal schedule together for yourself in that day. It's giving you the space and the clarity that you need to work inside of, that you're not feeling rushed, you're not feeling pressured. See, these are habits that are for long term, that are for success. And so it also helps you to be able to avoid multitasking and focus on one thing at a time. Because sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm just a great multitasker. But when you look at it in the course of your day, you actually realize, I've missed so much. I've started this and then I didn't finish that, or I did this and I didn't finish that. So it's really key for you to set in that time blocking. And then it's time for you to do that weekly review. Now, we touched on this before, why it's so necessary for us to do a weekly review. Now, for myself, my weekly review starts on a Saturday because I basically go from like a Saturday to a Saturday. And some of you all may set it up different. Maybe your work schedule is maybe from Monday to Thursday. So your weekly review will be on maybe a Friday when you can sit in that space and be able to see what you've done over that week, what you need to get clarity with. And you dedicate time at the end of the week to reflect on your progress, adjust the priorities, and plan for the week ahead. And I have a client that plans for the next 4 hours, past where they are, and that they keep the anxiety levels low. So she says she can't do it where it's like looking at a big expanse. She works in 4 hour blocks. And even the course of her day, she gives herself the 4 hour blocks that this way, even though it could be a lot of things on her schedule, she works in 4 hour blocks, giving herself 5 to 10 minutes to take a break, to kind of step away from the desk, do a little stretching, do a little breathing. So she's always on task and it's not to be, overwhelming to her. So you have to use mindful planning in a way that is beneficial to your personality and your personal as well as professional needs. So that's why I said it was so important for me to really kind of step into this discussion today and break it down even more so we can start to develop the long-term success now. So let's move into our second master key, okay? That's that consistent self-care. Now, a lot of people have a very hard time when it comes to consistency for self. They're consistent with maybe their content creation. They're consistent with showing up on time for their clients. They're consistent in doing different things that are work related. But when it comes to YOU, the consistency is not there. So self-care is essential for literally maintaining your physical, emotional, mental well-being. So if self-care is literally essential for all those areas, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, that's a totality. And so you have to be willing to really sit in that space and place because it involves activities that recharge you and rejuvenate you. So I spoke on how to implement the techniques of self-care week before last. And in that discussion, and even in the discussion of where I introduced how we collaborate and really marry all of the services under La Paz and working with me, I gave you elements that you need to really kind of look into. And so the first element that I said that we always want to put into our routine. So if we look at it from the standpoint from building healthy habits for long-term success, it's almost like we're building on our diet, right? So a healthy diet has all of the different things on that food chart, like that pyramid, that food pyramid that you have. It's the same thing, but also in that food pyramid, as a person, maybe you can't have too much dairy because it produces too much mucus. Now, I'm a singer, so I don't do a lot of dairy at all because it causes mucus. I'm also a motivational speaker. I speak a lot, so I need my voice to be very clear. I need it to be bright, and I need to be able to really kind of get that voice to sit and be on top of my voice box. So if I had dairy in there, I could have a lot of mucus. It could be cloudy. I would have a lot of congestion. So in turn, I'm very cognizant of what I put into my body. Same thing here. The first place and space that you may need to kind of work into this, self-care routine is an exercise routine. Incorporating regular physical activities into your schedule, whether it be morning yoga, or maybe you do jogs, or aqua aerobics. I'm huge on aqua aerobics, just to let you guys know. If I could avoid anything on land and do it in water, that's me. I'm a water, like a water child. Um, on top of it, you sit at your desk for hours. You need to schedule in those like little breaks. So I can be sitting at my desk for an hour, but I have to take that 15 to 20-minute break, that I'm either marching in place or I'm doing something to get my heart rate up, that I'm able to not just be sedentary at my desk all day long. Plus, you have to think about it. When your legs are down and they're in that position, you're also causing that you can have blood clots in your legs. And even young people have this even happen to them. So it's good that if you can even move, or if you can get up, and then maybe you have a desk that you can go from seated to standing. I have clients that have desks now that they're standing, and they even have a treadmill that they're able to walk on. That's beautiful. If that's something you can do it. But if not, maybe get up, take a walk outside, walk downstairs, go get you a bottle of water and just get some fresh air, and take a walk to just get your body moving. So those are key elements for yourself of being consistent with your self-care as well. Then on top of it, because we're in the office constantly and we're here, I am very cognizant, and I've also made my clients that I work with, and I drum this into their minds, into their hearts. It's rechanneling and resetting their GPS about healthy eating habits. Healthy eating habits go across the board, no matter when and what you're doing. But the point is this: as C suite executives, high level entrepreneurs, A-listers, it's imperative that you get that good, healthy balance in your meal, that holistic balance in the meal, because you want to be able to pull on it, because you're thinking and that brain is pulling a lot of energy, the creativity in it. So, in turn, you need meals that are well balanced, that aren't going to be sitting on you, that make you feel exhausted, that when you're sitting at your desk, you're kind of like, okay, when can I get a 5-minute power nap? And if you need that 5-minute power nap, put it into your schedule, into your day, that's a part of your self-care. Maybe you're a person that can do the 10-minute, 5-minute power nap. Put it into your C-suite executive day, into your self-care, that you can do that, unplug, kind of put your mask on, and just be calm and let that heart rate lower even. But nutrition is key. So if you're thinking about it, healthy fats, nuts are great things to keep at your desk. But also remember that a fourth of a cup is um, a healthy portion. The word portion had just like went out my head. So be mindful of that, because you can just start eating that, being unaware of what you're putting in, and which could cause you to overeat. So you want to fuel your body on things that are going to be healthy for you. I like to encourage my clients to think about healthy lunches they can pack, that give you your healthy fats, your proteins, your carbohydrates, and avoid skipping meals and relying on unhealthy snacks during your busy day. Because the other thing is this: stop sitting and eating your lunch at your desk. Get up and move away from your desk. Because a lot of times when you're just sitting there and you're grazing, you're eating and you're not aware of it, and you're not even allowing yourself to enjoy the meal. You're just eating it, and then in 5 minutes or less you're feeling so hungry, because you've not given yourself enough time to digest the food properly. You've not given your body enough time to even see if it's full, or if it needs more, it needs water, because you're sitting there and you're focused so on your work. So always be mindful of those things, and be mindful of your mindfulness breaks. That is the biggest thing. So, lunchtime, your lunch break can be a part of that mindful break that you need. That means take short breaks through the day to practice mindful breathing, that relaxation techniques that can help you reduce the stress and improve your focus. So, long term success looks, sounds, and feels different. Short term success looks, sounds, and feels different because it's just a small journey. It's not a long distance. It's almost like you're taking a sprint when you're doing these short bursts and you're not really being watching what you're taking in and what you're doing. It doesn't set you up for that long term success. So that's why this discussion is so imperative to kind of pull back that second layer so you can really see it. And I always tell you all, when I give discussions or when I'm helping you as my clients, it gives you a bird's eye view. So you get to kind of look at it from up top, looking down into your schedule, looking down into your life. So, which moves us into the third master key, which is adaptive learning and growth mindset. Now, why do you think I put this into this particular discussion? I put it in here because for you fabulous C suite executives, high level entrepreneurs, A-listers, it is imperative that you are constantly learning. And in that space and place of being consistent, doing things in a mindful way, building on your holistic health and wellness, having that longevity and the sustainability means that you have to reprogram the GPS. So it means that we are embracing a growth mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. So I like to say it involves being open to feedback, adapting to changes, and that continuously improving upon ourselves. So, just as I gave you all those different little things, you may have to relearn not sitting at your desk eating your lunch when you should be taking a break and having lunch. I am very cognizant of this. Now, I'm going to tell you deliberately, I do not eat at my lunch. It's so rare that I eat lunch at my desk. And if I have to eat lunch at my desk, I'm actually a little annoyed. I'm a little annoyed if I have to eat lunch at my desk because that is my moment to refuel. And I love to be able to take lunch because that gives me time actually to tap in with the people that I just value and I love. And even business associates that I enjoy talking to, I get to kind of tap in, well, seeing where they are. Well, what are you working on? How are you doing? Well, have you implemented this? Are you sitting at your desk eating your lunch? Get up, move. I get to do those things because it energizes me, but it also keeps me in that space and place of being on that um, consistency. And consistency is something that we need as high level executives and entrepreneurs. That is something that we must have. So, this would require you to implement tools such as you may even need to have feedback. And when we work together, you consistently receive feedback and support from me, where we get to modify certain elements and identify areas for improvement and opportunities for growth. And I'm a firm believer that I give you this feedback because I want you to really see how you can work it into your diet, in your lifestyle. See, sometimes when we say lifestyle, that is so broad. But when we break our lifestyle into bite sized pieces, much like a diet, much like a way of life, it's easier for us to ingest. It's easier for us to digest what we're doing in our lives as well. Isn't that powerful? Think about that for a minute. Let that vibrate with you for a second. because sometimes we don't even think about certain things and it's like, but when we have somebody who say it to us and they put it in a way that is we're able to receive it, it kind of goes like, wow, that's deep. um, Always be continually learning. I know several of you stunning females out here are a part of my Millionaireess Mindset Network, and can co-sign on the fact that I'm constantly advocating for your continuous learning, for your ability to keep growing, to nurture your minds. And ladies, if you'd like to be part of the dynamic community that um, you know I'm building on, and right now we're on a little hiatus because there's some brilliant things that are coming. Let me tell you something. This next season of the Millionaire's Mindset, it's going to blow you all away, because I'm telling you, I'm putting things together in such a way that is building upon the success and the continuation of learning. And it's a weekly e-blast, so it's not going to be something that's going to, you know, bombard you, and you're not going to get it in your mailbox that is going to be there and just keep coming. It's once a week. It's every Monday. And what is it, I think it's every Monday. I'm going to say it's every Monday. Now, if it's not every Monday, trust me, the millionairesses will tell you what day it's in, because they're on it. But this is the link, and it's always a link in our chat as well as in the description box. So make sure that you join, because I'm telling you, you're going to love it. And this is great for even you gentlemen. You need to keep developing yourselves, conditioning your mind, reading books, being able to attend workshops, which I will be scheduling a few special discussions coming up mid-season, by the way, just to let you all know. Or even if you're going to be taking some courses, it's all in that place and space that it's imperative for you to keep feeding your minds. And even me being able to come on and do lives like this, it just continually keeps nourishing and feeding our minds. Let me see what it says here. It says that Millionaires Mindset Network is the life-changing bomb on Monday. Yes, I love it. You know what? You better say that. I tell you, my millionairesses are dynamic. I love them. And they're doing brilliant things. And this is the thing. A lot of times when you hear that title, you're like, well, I'm not a millionaireess. I'm not a millionaire yet. But to get to be a millionaire, you have to condition this first and foremost. And that is what I'm working on. And that is what I'm implementing in each and every one of those e-blasts. We worked on our focus, where we was channeling different things. And when you work with me one-on-one, all these key elements, this element of really being able to build that healthy habits for long-term success becomes inevitable. It just becomes like you start to embrace failure. And I teach my clients that failure is only a negative thing that we attach to, the connotation that we attach to that word. Because you realize that even in failure, you're stepping in to that next place and space of where you need to be. Think about it like this. If Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Google, all these different companies, these tycoons in this tech world, even those that thought of Chat GPT, did not fail at what they were doing, we would not have these beautiful platforms. Prime example, I'm on StreamYard. I use StreamYard for most of my lives. If I didn't have StreamYard and they didn't try and they didn't fail at certain things, we would not be connected in such a dynamic way. They took what was broken or what failed at certain things, and they took that and they used it as their stepping stones to their greatness. And those are the building healthy habits for longevity. Because when you can actually start to shift and pivot, those negative things in your mind, or maybe it's the negative things or the way that you're having that power of self-talk that is not vibrating at the right decimal, that you can actually start to pivot it, and you start to bring it into a positive. keeps you on your trajectory. It's powerful. I love when I get to really kind of birth discussions like this. And today I just wanted to take my time on this. But before I give you your homework, because you know you're going to get homework, every discussion, I make sure you have homework because it's important for me to make sure that you are connecting with each of the lessons that I'm giving out, each way that we're working together. Because when we start to work together one on one, these areas will already be in place. So your foundation will be set solid. It's not going to have too much moisture. It's not going to be too dry. It's going to be set just so. So I think this is a good space and place for me to do a quick reset, as I like to say. So with that being said, everybody, welcome in to your one-on-one session with me. My name is Sonya LaRae. I'm a lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, educator, holistic health and wellness consultant, and motivational speaker. I am always so honored to say that I am the president and CEO of La Paz Image Consultants, where everything is fabulous. And we are an international company. We get to work with you, beautiful, high level entrepreneurs, C suite executives, A-listers, and even you future entrepreneurs that get to come into the agency and work with me one on one. And I love it because I work with you in totality: mind, body, soul, wardrobe, even with your skin, that you get to be glowing, that you don't have to have filters on or anything else. It's my pleasure to always come and to be able to partner with you. And if you like more great tips, what I'm giving here on this beautiful platform, make sure that you follow me over on Instagram too at La Paz Imaging, because every Thursday I do the fashion psychology tip of the day. And I tell you, it's really great and it's something different. It's not what you're going to get over here, because I believe in watering every garden a little bit different, because every garden needs a little different things, especially if you're planting different things in that garden. So make sure you join me every Thursday over on La Paz Imaging. If you haven't followed or subscribed over here, make sure that you do. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified each and every time that I go live. I'm live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And, we're always building on our community. So let's get back into it. Before the reset, I gave you 3 key points to help you build healthy habits for long-term success. And I want you to also know that next week ties into this discussion. Now, remember, I told you that I'm building upon each element for you. So next week, I'm actually going to be teaching you stress management techniques. And I think everybody in their life, I don't care if you're an executive to just starting out, if you're working in business, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you need to learn these stress management techniques. So I gave you that mindful planning and prioritization via your morning routine, time blocking, your weekly reviews. I told you that you needed to be consistent with your self-care. Your health is your wealth. That's not a buzzword. That's not something that we just saying in 2024 or 2023. It's the truth of the matter. So you need to prioritize your exercise routine, your eating habits, that mindful break, and even getting that healthy sleep schedule. You need your natural circadian rhythms to really develop. The third area was being adaptive to learning and growth mindset, meaning that if we got failures, we change that from a negative to a positive so we can use it as a stepping stone and move into our greatness, always keeping ourselves on our trajectory. So, with that being said, let's get into your journaling exercise. I hope you got your books with you, because, I'm going to give it to you. I want you to take a few moments each evening. Yeah, I want you to take a few moments each evening when you're doing your self-care time, and you are in that 35 to 40 minutes of having that blue light shut down and you're just relaxing. So if you're not turning off your phones or your television and disconnecting that blue light is not interfering with your sleep, you should be shutting it down 35 to 45 minutes before time to turn in for the night. So maybe that's something you have to work on and something you have to be dedicated to. And don't forget, you're resetting that GPS. So right now it's probably like, I can't do that. Well, yes, you can. You have to commit to it because it's a part of your self-care. I want you to write down 3 things you're grateful for, focusing on positive experiences or moments of growth in your day. Now, we're not talking about the week. We're talking about in that day. I want you to focus on 3 things that you're grateful for, focusing on the positive experiences or moment of growth in your day. And second, I want you to identify one challenge you faced during the day and reflect on what you learned from it, or what you learned from it and how you can use it as a stepping stone. So identify one challenge you faced during your day, reflect on what you learned from it, and how you can use it as a stepping stone in the course of your day or your life or your journey. And third, I want you to set your intentions for the following day. Now, this is huge. This is huge. Because I want you to realize that even though you're going to set your intentions, and that's a clear aim, purpose, and direction for your following day, and you give yourself a powerful statement like I am proud of the day that I've had, and I'm empowering my thoughts, my passions, and my dreams. Do not think that you must hold fast to it, because you are setting that intention. When you rise in the morning on that ritual of that morning ritual, you may tap into self and realize the intention that you had put into that book the night before is not the space and place where your heart is today. So if that is not the space and the place where your heart is that day, you need to pick it up and write where that space and place for your clear aim, purpose, focus, and direction, intention is for that day. Now that's powerful. That is powerful. So in closing, I went over a little bit today. I just wanted to really kind of blow the doors open on this one and go deep on this. So I apologize to you because I love to honor time. Crafting a self-care routine that accommodates the demands of your busy C-suite executive lifestyle. It's a transformative journey that requires intentional effort and support. Intentional effort and support. So give yourself permission to be able to be in the moments. Give yourself grace. Give yourself compassion, because it's going to be a learning curve. And when we are placing these healthy habits for long-term success, it requires effort on our part. So we don't just wake up and we're able to run a 5K. We would have to condition our bodies. We would have to condition our mind. So it's much the same when we are implementing these healthy habits in our life. So I leave you with that. I look forward to us getting our next discussion next week. Don't forget, we're going to be learning techniques. That stress management. It's not breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. There's more to it than that. So make sure you come back next week on Tuesday. at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for another dynamic discussion. And so, with that being said, everyone, my name is Sonya LaRae. I'm the president and CEO of La Paz Image Consultants, and we are a full service international luxury agency where everything is fabulous. I'm a lifestyle relationship counselor, fashion psychologist, holistic health and wellness consultant, and motivational speaker. Don't forget to like this video, hit that bell so you are notified each and every time that we go live. And I look forward to us connecting. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at La Paz Imaging. I'm telling you, you're going to love what we bring forward over there. All right, everyone, please be safe. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And yes, I will see you all next week, definitely. All right, take care.